Hello everyone and welcome to BISP Solutions. I am CS Anjana Mishra, working as the lead functional consultant at BISP Solutions. I specialize in synthesizing and analyzing the financial data. I have 7 years of experience in NetSuite, HFM, FCCS. BISP Solutions is a tech company providing technological solutions across the globe. We have a far-flung proficiency in end-to-end implementation and support. Today we'll be looking at the creation of the midlife assets by importing the records through a CSV file into the fixed assets management of the Oracle NetSuite application. So let us start with the NetSuite application. If I want to create a new asset into my or create a new asset into the application, I can from here create a new asset by describing the giving a name, a description, the depreciation method, residual value, type of the asset, what is the original cost of the asset, lifetime, and everything can be provided over here. But if I have my assets already into the system or already running into the organization, instead of creating each and every asset into this asset list, it is easier for me to import the asset records through a CSV file with which I can in one file create all the assets that are already existing into my uh, organization or the company. I can import it to the NetSuite application with the help of a CSV record. Before going on to the importing of the CSV record, there are certain setups that we'll be doing over here. First is under the system setup of the fixed assets. uh, we'll have to make sure that this run server scripts on CSV import is not checked, because if this is checked, then the values from the CSV will be overridden with the default values of 0, like the cumulative depreciation, depreciation of the last period, and everything will be overridden by a 0 value. So we do not want that, and hence we are not going to check it, so that the CSV import is exactly successful, exactly in the way that we have actually provided it. Now the other part is from the setup of the import export CSV import preferences. The run server script and trigger workflows should be checked, because if this is not checked, the asset values will not be automatically created. So these are the two importance or prerequisites that we would like to we'll have to perform in order to import the midlife assets with the help of a CSV file or a CSV record that are already existing into our organization, and we want them into our NetSuite application. So going on to the CSV record, let me just provide you with the CSV record that I will be actually exporting. Now this is the CSV file which I'll be exporting, which contains the name of the asset, a small description of the asset, what is the type of the asset, original cost of the asset, and the current cost of the asset. Then it has got the residual value, because it is a midlife asset, so it will have a residual value. Depreciation method, whatever depreciation method that you are using or that you would like to use into the application, you will have to provide for that. The asset lifetime and the asset status, whether it is a new asset, whether it is a depreciating asset, or whether it is a fully depreciated asset. So these are the certain fields that I have specified into my file, out of which name, the asset type, original cost of the asset, and the residual value of the asset. These four fields are the required one. The rest you can actually specify once you have imported the CSV records. You can go on to the asset and edit the other fields that are there. Only the name, asset type, original cost, and the residual value are the required fields into the CSV file when I am importing it into the NetSuite application. Moving on, moving back to my NetSuite application, from the setup, import, export, I'll import, checking the import CSV records. From here, the import type that I'll be selecting is a custom records, the custom record import type that I'll be selecting. And the record type will be FAM assets, that is the fixed assets management asset. So this is the record type that I have actually selected. Character encoding, which delimiter that you have used, you can actually select over here. I am going to select the file. This is the file, the CSV file that I will be using for the purpose of uploading the or importing the records into the NetSuite application. Into the import options, I have the option to either add the records into the current list, either, or I can also update my records. If I have existing assets, I can update the values and other things into the records, or I can choose add or update. Now there are certain advanced options where you can choose there are various advanced options where you can actually choose a check or uncheck certain options over here, as you can see. After that, when I've performed all the import options, now I'm going to map my fields. As you can see, the fields have been mapped. I'd informed you that name, the original cost of the asset, residual value, and the asset type are the required fields. The rest, it is up to you whether you would like to provide it into the CSV records, or you want to edit it once the records have been uploaded. After this, I am going to click on next and save the mapping and start the import. I can actually save the mapping and the record for my future purposes, so that next time I do not have to map my fields and file mapping, etc., and import options. I do not have to actually select the mappings and everything. I do not have to select it. I can save this particular import, so that next time when I'm uploading, I can select from the saved imports. So the mapping and everything time is actually saved. So here I am actually selecting the import as, this is the import name that I have provided. If you want, you can actually give a specific ID. Here I am providing, this is the import ID that I have actually provided. And from here, I am going to save and run the import. Now, as you can see, I have the BISP FAM2 CSV import has actually started. Now I can view it from the import job status. What is the status of the import? As you can see, it is 100% completed. I can check it from the list whether the import has been successful, and all the records that I have actually uploaded are have actually become a part of my asset list. Now, as you can see, these are the BISP records that I have uploaded. These were the depreciation methods, the current costs, original cost, depreciate, whether the asset status is depreciating or new, or whether it is depreciating. So all these things that were into my CSV record, I have uploaded it, and the upload or the import, the CSV import, is actually successful. Now, if I want to make any changes into this particular BISP laptop, the asset type that I have actually imported, I can actually edit, also provide additional details to it, as in the parent asset, job, customer location, lifetime usage, or if I want to change any particulars that I've actually uploaded, if I would like to change any particulars over here, I can also do that. Since I do not want to, so I'm just canceling it. So we have actually uploaded our records, the midlife assets, into our asset list of the NetSuite application. Now, there are few things that we'll have to keep in mind before we are, rather while we are actually importing the CSV records into the NetSuite application. when we are importing the CSV records into the One World account, subsidiary fields is a mandatory one. And if I have multiple currencies enabled into the application, then of course currency field is also a required field. And if, let's say, the prior period the prior year net book value and the original cost of the asset is not the same, uh, then it is better that the first thing that I do is I set the original cost to an amount that is equal to the prior year net book value and import the CSV record. And then again I perform an import where I choose the option of update, where I actually, into that particular record, I'll actually specify the original cost as the original cost and not the prior book value. Again, I'm going to perform a CSV import, and into the import options I'll actually choose update rather than add, and the rest of the procedure is same, so that the original asset cost is updated into that. So now these were the few things that we would like to keep in mind when we are importing the CSV records into the NetSuite application. So this was all from my side on the importing of the CSV records into the fixed assets module of the Oracle NetSuite application. Now, in case of any queries or consultation, please just do get back to us at www.bispsolutions.com, where we would be happy to help you. Thank you so much.